I know the record came out in January, and we toured through January past South by, like into the summer, like pretty straight. So
Uh-huh.
I feel like we toured from like January until like May straight.
That's
And
rough.
then like had like a week off, or a couple weeks off or a month off, and then like went back out and did it again.
Touring in a van.
Yeah.
What
Touring
kind
in a
of what
van.
kind of van you got? For that
At the
one.
time we had a Econoline, like a 15
Okay.
passenger
Yeah.
that we had bought. Like we had signed to like a what was it? Harvest, which is a part of Capitol
Okay.
Records for that record, and we got our first like advance and all that stuff, and
That's
like
fun.
we spent a lot of it just on buying a van.
Yeah, I mean it's a good
Yeah.
investment.
Yeah, it was, and then it blew up like in 2016, I think, or something like that. So it lasted us like it did about like 15 tours, and then
I'd say
it
that's a good
shit the
van.
bed. Yeah,
I mean, sure, you can make things last longer than that, but 15 tours is a lot for a van.
yeah, it did really good. Basically, we were it kept having this problem where like one of the spark plugs would foul, and then like it would just sound like a lawnmower, and there wouldn't be much power. I remember the first time that happened was in Chapel Hill, which is like North Carolina. And what happened? Our tour manager Alex had to. What did we do? We either rented a van or something. Like he had to wait for the part to like arrive to like fix it. So like
yeah.
he ended up driving from North Carolina to I feel like Atlanta or like Memphis or something like that.
Okay.
While we like went ahead in a rental car, and that was the first time that happened. And then it happened again off of what tour was that? It must have been like the Phage tour. Like yeah, it would have been the Phage tour. We went to go do this festival in Canada called Sled Island.
Okay.
Sled Island is this cool like thing in Calgary, which is really far north. It's like the farthest north we've been. I don't. Maybe it's not that far north. It felt really far north. But Calgary is like the Texas of. It's like the big oil boom area in Canada, and it has the biggest rodeo in the world.
Biggest rodeo in the world.
Yeah. And I was stoked because my dad's side is all Texas.
Oh yeah.
So like I grew up like in the valley in LA, but I spent a lot of time growing up also like in San Antonio, Texas.
Nice.
So it was cool like going really far north into Canada and then it just feeling like Texas.
That must have been weird.
Yeah, but it's really cool.
Yeah.
It's like Sled Island is like a really cool festival.
I'm assuming it's cold up there?
Yeah, it's cold. I don't think it was that cold when we were there.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, like we had done this like a few shows with this band, the Flatliners, who are this like pop punk band from Canada somewhere.
Okay.
And they're like massive up there. So we played these like ski towns that we would never ever play otherwise. Like we played like it was called Fernie, and I think this place called Medicine Hat.
Wait, why would you never have played them?
Just because there's not like I don't think there's a lot of people that want to see us in those places.
Got it.
Like when we go to Canada, we do Montreal, Vancouver, Toronto,
more spots.
the big major market cities or whatever.
Right.
So this was like en route to Calgary, and we got to play some like it was in like the Canadian Rockies, like these ski towns that are like off season. So it was like incredibly beautiful.
Sounds cool. Yeah.
Yeah, but we got up to Fernie, or I forget the name of the town. We got up to this town, and Alex, it was like the chillest border crossing. I don't know if you've ever crossed the border, like
not that
either
border,
Mexico or to Canada.
Actually, none of those borders. European borders, yes. But.
Yeah, so like usually coming in and out of our borders are notoriously terrible.
Oh, okay.
Really bad.
Yeah. It doesn't look fun.
No, it's not at all. But like we going into Canada can be a little bit of a hassle sometimes, like it can be a hassle if the people that you're dealing with want it to be.
Right.
But so our tour manager actually like it was the chillest border crossing ever. Like the border patrol like wasn't even there. Like when we got there, we had to like I feel like he had to like get out and like ring a bell. Like,
yeah,
it was like showing up at like a motel at like midnight or something like that.
Yeah.
But it was the middle of the day at a border crossing in like rural Canada.
That's funny.
And
yeah, they're like it's just probably not a high like there's not much foot traffic there, I bet.
No, there's no foot traffic. But so what happened was it was so chill, and like we left our passports at the border, and so like we realized that happened, and he goes to the town, and he drives the van back to go get him, like hightails it, and then as he's coming up the hill, we just like hear it. It sounds terrible, and like it barely makes it like to in front of the venue. We park it in this dirt lot, and like open the hood, and there's like one of the spark plugs had like blown a hole through the engine, like clear like into the engine, like
what
destroyed the engine.
Can that happen? Well, obviously it can happen.
I don't know. It happened. Like the engine.
So it died in Canada.
Completely fucked. Yeah, it died in Canada. And the venue, we told them what was going on. It was a very small, like close knit community, like tiny little ski town.
Mm-hmm.
The like girl that was working the bar at the venue is like, oh yeah, my brother's a mechanic. Like I'll call him. Like he owns the shop down the street or whatever.
Oh wow.
And he came and he like looked at. He's like, dude, it's like
you're fucked.
You need a new engine. And so we left it there.
Do you know where I could get one?
Yeah. Right. So we left it there. We had to rent a car, rented like a van. Because that van had broken down. We missed like 6 shows on that tour. It was like a 12-show tour, and we missed like half of it because the van kept having problems. Like it broke down, and we had to cancel a bunch of shows.
Yeah.
And so we ended up, what did we do? We just like left the van there, said our goodbyes. And our tour manager, Alex, rented a U-Haul and took all of our gear, drove straight from wherever that was. I think it was Fernie was the name of the town, down to Los Angeles.
Wow.
And we took a rental car onward and flew home, and that was the end of the van. Sorry, long story. But
no,
yeah,
good van.
That was
that's a podcast.
That was the end of us having a tour van though. So that was where it ended and died, and now we.
I have like pillows that I'd be sad if I lost. To have a van that you took on 15 tours, that must have been kind of difficult.
It was a bummer.
Yeah,
it really sucked.
What color was the van?
It was white.
That's
like,
why does that even matter?
No, I mean there's some cool, like I know like the Twin Peaks dudes have gone through a couple vans, and there's like I feel like they always have a cool color van. Maybe their new one is actually just white though. I don't remember. But
like usually they
had like a weird like a kind of like navy blue one, which is
not
that exciting, but still cool. Like,
it's not white and it's not black.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh.
But now we just rent vans from this company called Bandigo, and it's really like reliable. Like if something breaks down, they have offices everywhere. There's a Xbox in there and a TV, so
damn,
we get to play.
I would rent it just
NBA
to live in
2K a lot and a lot of FIFA.
Nice.
Yeah,
I'm really bad at FIFA. I hold my own with any 2Ks, but not FIFA.
Yeah, and then there's also
I don't get soccer.
Really? Yeah, I love soccer, but yeah, we played. I don't know. It's nice. It's like it's a bummer not having a van, but
yeah. I remember when I was on tour with Iris, we had a show in Denver, Colorado, and where was that? No, that wasn't the Lost Tours. Anyway, there was a spot, and we were all excited about the van. We had everything kind of down to a science. Now we were like 4 days on the road. Everything was kind of set up where it needed to be. And we were just like loving the van, and then we're playing a show with Sloth Rust, and their van pulls up, and it's just this nice like luxury van. Looks like
it's probably a rental.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking is that like because they're doing pretty well for themselves. So I think the record company or somebody, they must have put it together or something. But
yeah, was it black?
Yeah, it was black.
Did it have an organ plate?
I don't know.
Because all the Bandigo, that's like how you always can tell if it's a rental. It's this one company, Bandigo. I mean, there's a few, but like Bandigo's, I feel like the one that everybody goes through.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's always it says apportioned, like which helps you not get pulled over somehow. Weirdly.
Apportioned?
Yeah, like the license plate, like how like if there's like government plates, it says like government or state or whatever. Like, these say apportioned.
Does that mean like you're doing business?
It means it's like a part of a fleet, I guess, or something like that.
I would love to be part of a fleet.
Yeah, so that's so far we've not really gotten pulled over in that, and we've talked to other bands who also rent through them, and we're like, do you guys ever really get pulled over?
Did you get pulled over before with the other van?
I know we got pulled over at least once or twice.
Oh, okay.
But the other van was like, we had like a ton of stickers on the back. And, it was like. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure that we deserved.
It looked a
people,
little
though.
ragtag, a little messy,
Yeah.
but yeah. I
We
just
cram
stayed
a lot of people in that van too. Like,
an illegal amount.
I know
of
that we
people.
went to South by once with like at least like, I mean, it was a 15 passenger van, but we'd taken out like 2 or 3 rows.
Right, for the gear.
So there's probably really like only like 8 seats or something. And I know that we went and we built like a loft, which I would like sleep on all the time.
You built a loft?
Yeah, we built like just like basically like a table kind of frame, you know,
Yeah.
like with a piece of wood on top. And that way it was actually it worked to like hide the gear.
Yeah.
You know, all the gear would go underneath and the merch would go on top.
Yeah, the Iris band I went on tour with, they did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you would sleep up there?
Yeah, I would sleep. They even called it like Dan's loft, like Kelsey would call it that and stuff. But yeah, I loved sleeping up there. I don't know. Nobody else that ever was like freaked out by it. But
I
was
liked
totally
being in the
down.
very back of the van.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I didn't have a loft I was sleeping in, but even just having all the merch like
I
around
feel
me.
like a loft is a very cushy term for what it really was. It was like a plank of wood.
You got it. But you packed a lot of people in there.
Yeah,
for
I
South
know that
by.
we went to South by one year and it was like 4 people, 5 people, like per like row, like.
Seems
and then
uncomfortable.
by default, like, you know, by default, like a bunch of people like would jump in after like a showcase or something like that. And
Yeah.
we'd like go back to wherever we were staying and we'd have like 15, 20 people in there. Like,
Sounds
know.
like a party.
it was. It definitely was.